Yo, Animator Mon here with another Rick and Morty review for you. This episode is called The Ricks Must Be Crazy. Spoiler warning! So, this episode begins with Rick, Morty, and Summer watching a movie in an alternate reality. This is really neat. We don't get to go to alternate realities too much. So it's nice to have an entire episode that basically takes place in another reality. That's cool. In this episode, we learn that the ship can actually take orders and do things, and so Rick tells it to protect Summer, and it does it in the most horrifying way possible, which kind of makes it all the more funny. Really, I especially love it when the ship talks back to Summer. And like imitates her, like, oh, so it's got a personality of its own. So it's kind of like an AI. It's sort of like a twist on that. That's kind of neat. We get sort of a universeception, a universe within a universe, within another universe, within another universe, and so on and so forth. Kind of cool. I didn't expect us to just keep going with it. Reminds me of Lawnmower Dog, episode 2 of season 1, where we sort of do a play on Inception. You keep going in dreams. Stephen Colbert is actually in this episode. He plays Zeep. Excellent job. Stephen Colbert is a hilarious guy, and it's cool to see him doing something like this. He really plays up the like condescension very well, which is great for this character. We see Rick being kind of a hypocrite. Morty even calls him out on it. But like Rick can't quite see what's wrong. Like he can't see his own hypocrisy. Like when Morty points it out, he immediately goes to, oh, I'm gonna make Zeep seem like a hypocrite. I wonder if this Rick is just purposefully ignoring the fact that he's being a hypocrite, or if he just genuinely does not see himself as a hypocrite. Because he just does what he wants, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Zeep is sort of like a mirror image to Rick. When he's a scientist, a genius scientist, he comes up with the whole, he calls it a miniverse, that thing, and he doesn't like school, and Rick hates his guts. You know, like Rick meeting himself. We've seen this before in, like, the Council of Ricks, but Rick just does, like, it's sort of an extension of he does not like himself. To the point where he does not get along with anyone who's like him to a certain extent, which I find interesting, sort of building on a lot of what we see of Rick, especially in third episode of season 2, when we realize just how much he's suffering. We see Morty being more assertive again, when he ditches Rick and Zeep to go live with the tree people, and I think he becomes their leader or something. That's kind of neat to see Morty do something like that. This episode is pretty dang creative, with the universe within universe, and how each world is just a sort of a subtle alteration on the previous one. What's weird is that Rick goes through all this trouble, months of fighting with Zeep, and having to make a mad dash to get back to their own universe first. And he does it all to power his car and get some ice cream. Like, he will go to great lengths to get what he wants, even if it's, like, easier to just get an actual battery. It paints Rick in a very, very interesting light. Well, there isn't much to say about this episode. Goodbye, everybody. Catch you on the flip side.